These are the milestones of champions, the journeys of Canada's Paralympians. Colette Bourgonje, a wheelchair racing champion and veteran Nordic sit skier. Since 1992, she has competed in 9 Paralympics and brought home 10 medals. At the 2010 Vancouver Games, Colette took the podium to claim a first in Canadian Paralympic history, Canada's first at-home medal, a silver, the latest in her long career of Paralympic triumphs.
To be able to have the opportunities that you have as an athlete, a Paralympian, is, it's a phenomenal experience. And yes, you can be the best in the world.
Colette's winning spirit started at a young age in a Métis community in rural Saskatchewan.
Growing up in elementary school in Porcupine Plain, I was so fortunate to play soccer, and when we got to high school, I did everything from basketball to hockey to cross-country running. I love the freedom and the ability to run anywhere.
Before long, she was a regular fixture on the cross-country running circuit, competing at events across Canada.
Wherever running took me, I was just going to go, if it was provincials, if it was nationals, I would just take it as far as I could.
On a spring day in April 1980, Colette went on a car ride to drop her brother off at the train station. But the ride home would change everything.
The car flipped, and the next thing I knew, I had somebody looking at me and saying, "You'll never walk again." I had broken ribs, a punctured lung, and a spinal cord injury. The first time that I saw my legs, I was like, whoa, those are my legs. So it was definitely shocking. People are looking at you and saying, well, what are you going to do with this now? And you know what? I was young and I had still a lot of energy, and I just thought, one step at a time, we're going to keep moving forward and accomplishing the things that I'd set out to do.
Her partner, George, knows exactly how teenage Colette made her way.
It's the fact that she will never say can't or no to things. That's what has brought her where she is today.
Determined to fulfill her goal of getting into the College of Phys Ed, Colette wrote the tests while recovering in the hospital and was successful. But it wasn't smooth sailing from there.
Getting from one end of the university to the other was a challenge, and focusing on studying wasn't easy then because I was adjusting to a whole new life that was very foreign to me.
On the outside, Colette seemed to accept her new life, but in reality, she was still hoping for a miracle.
I think after my first year, when I was 19 and I wasn't walking again, that was just like, whoa, I promised myself after 1 year I'd be walking.
If you take and look at the history of what she's done, there's many, 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 many things to be proud of. She went on and took phys ed right after sheer accident. In the spring, she graduated, went right into phys ed the next fall.
I never waited for something to happen. I kept going after my goals because waiting is just not a good idea.
With acceptance came hope. Hope that maybe her life as a competitive athlete wasn't over.
Slowly, I got introduced to the Paralympics through another athlete, and then it became quite, oh, well, let's give this a try.
Colette hit her stride as a wheelchair racing athlete, winning 2 bronze medals at the '92 Paralympic Games.
Barcelona was my first, and that Paralympics was amazing. It was a dream bigger than I think I could have ever achieved being able-bodied, so, it was definitely an amazing opportunity in my life.
From the wreckage of a life-changing car crash to the Paralympic stage, Colette was now a world-class athlete recognized for excellence in her sport. But it was time for a new challenge.
Cross-country running and cross-country skiing have given me that same sense of freedom, and you need the strength and the cardio. I think they complement each other very well, and it's definitely my sport for sure.
The rest is now Paralympic history, and after the frenzy of 2010, so were the Games for Colette. She planned on living the quiet life with George and their dog on their 160-acre property in Saskatchewan.
I love the peace and the quiet and the nature. I mean, we see deer outside our yard. I've skied and had 2 moose run in front of me. It's absolutely phenomenal here. It's quiet, it's peaceful, and it's a little piece of paradise that we get to play on.
Finally, it was smooth sailing for Colette, until one day when she ventured into the local Canadian Tire.
I was going down the aisles and I looked and I'm like, hey, George, look at this. I think she has 1 arm. So I took another look and then I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure she just had 1 arm.
The girl behind the cash register was 18-year-old Brittany Hudak. Brittany was born missing her left arm just below the elbow.
I came back to the store and I had a card that I wanted to pass on to her and with my name and phone number and my email address. So I went up to her and I said, hey, have you heard of the Paralympics? And if you want to be involved, give me a call. And she did.
I think it really appealed to me because growing up, I never got to do sports with other amputees. I was always the only amputee, so I felt a little disadvantaged, and it was really appealing to me that I could compete against other amputees.
Soon, Brittany was training alongside her mentor, Colette.
It was the start of, a relationship that's been awesome. She's inspired me as much as I've been able to give her the opportunity to ski.
It's a mentorship that brings Colette full circle, back in time to another 18-year-old girl, full of hopes and dreams.
I think you always have to have a positive attitude and keep asking yourself, am I really being the best I can be? Because I don't think we always know what we're capable of until we constantly keep pushing our limits.
For Colette, that's a life lesson worth more than Paralympic gold.
She's got all the talent in the world to take it to the top of the podium. As long as, she makes that step, and she has, I think, to becoming a Paralympian, and that for me is awesome.
When we return, veteran alpine skier Chris Williamson.